Hi guys, good morning. It's Nikki Fogden-Moore here, and I wanted to talk to you about how to stop the panic and reaction in today's world. Everyone's getting pulled in all directions. There's so much going on. So today I wanted to give you 3 tips on how you can keep grounded and centered no matter what storm is going on around you. I'm going to give you a couple of examples as well as to where I feel that we've been super triggered at the moment, and it's even more important to remember that how you respond to things is so crucial in today's modern landscape where you've got so many things coming at you. So I'm Nikki Fogden-Moore, and you can find out more about me on nikkifogdenmoore.com. You can also go to my Instagram, Facebook page at nfogden-moore and YouTube channel, and you can come and join our private small boutique growing Facebook group for the Mojo Maker Academy. Links and all that are in my Instagram bio. Otherwise, just send me a message. So welcome whenever you're listening to this live. Most importantly, it's about ensuring that you have the tools for your own self-leadership. We know what's inspiring. We know what to do. There are more and more mindset, become your personal best, earn your superpowers. I even talk about unlocking your superpowers. There's so much information on how to thrive in today's modern world, but we're still really not achieving that on a personal basis. Now, if anyone's been watching the news lately, no matter what country you're in, I'm sure there's horrific headlines all over, and there is just chaos, whether you're walking into a supermarket or you're seeing what's happened in Australia lately in the aged care facility. That was just absolutely horrific. I don't even want to talk about that. But to tase a 93-year-old woman with dementia, regardless, is just not the way we need to be responding to situations. And then also how we're actually showing up for each other at the moment. I wanted to make a special shout out to a particular company in Noosa who've gone through an extraordinary loss with one of their younger team members at the moment too, and they're struggling figuring out how to navigate all this grief and allow their team to learn how to process change and process loss and make the time to do that. So today's session is really to help you understand how you can stop panic mode, and I think if you can learn to do that, then you can put yourself in a position where you can respond to things with discernment, or maybe not at all, because actually most of the time a reaction is just not required. So if you haven't already, please like, share and subscribe. I really would appreciate your support, and it really helps us get our message out there as well. There's lots of free content on my Monday Mojos, loads of free worksheets, and whenever you buy one of the books or the courses, you get bundles of free downloads and all the tools that you need to be in the driver's seat of life. So let's get to it today. What are the 3 tips that you can stop panic mode in your life and actually start to feel grounded and in control? And as Byron Katie says, accept what is. Number 1, you have to have self-trust. And the first way to pause and press, if you like, a reset is to listen to your breath. So regardless of what is going on, if you've been in the military, you've probably been trained to do this. We call it sniper mode, if you like, which is you just stop and you breathe and you listen to your breath. When you listen to your breath, it actually takes all the external noise, outside stimulus, all the things that kind of take us off track, and it brings you completely back to being absolutely at one with your body, which is crucial for conscious decision making. Now, without breath, we have no life. So it is the most important step in getting grounded. Is even if you're in a boardroom, if you're in an elevator, if you're sitting in your car in traffic, if your kids are screaming around you, if your partner's been annoying, whatever it is, come back to your breath. So take a deep breath in and deep breath out and press reset. The second tool to do to make sure that you get out of panic mode is you must swipe left on panic thoughts. I call that replacing fear with curiosity. And I give a line analogy always. There are 2 people sitting in the Serengeti. They're on nice deck chairs. They've got a pina colada in their hand or whatever it is, or a goat bear or whatever lights you up. And they're sitting there and they're having a good old chat, and this massive lion walks past. And one of them absolutely freaks out. He's like, oh my God, it's a lion and I'm going to die and it's all horrible. And he gets up and he runs and the chair goes flying and it's all chaos and he's out of there. And he's absolutely running on adrenaline. He is completely not done anything to assess the situation. He's just out of there, and he's now probably going to come lion food purely because he panicked. He's put himself and his adrenals in a state of absolute fight or flight. Now the other guy that's sitting there is like, wow, that is a lion. That is so majestic. That is amazing. I cannot believe that I'm sitting here in the Serengeti and this amazing lion is walking past me. I'm just going to sit super quietly. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to have any threatening actions, and I'm just going to see what happens. And then the lion just walks past and has a good look at him and then keeps on walking. So really, most of us aren't confronted with lions in our driveways, guns in our houses, and situations where we have to fear for our lives. But a lot of the time we react, even if it's over a type of coffee, to a statement or a situation or a person as if it's a life or death matter. And this is just not healthy, and it's causing us to make mistakes. It's causing us to lack discernment and decision making, and it's causing heightened aggression and a non-coping in today's society. So once you've done your breath, the second point is to swipe left on fear-based thinking and go, I'm going to replace that with curiosity. So I'm going to pause for a second and I'm going to ask myself, is this really a life and death situation? What if I just let this play out? Does it require a reaction and a response straight away? And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. So you step back a little bit from the situation and you create some space. So number 1 is you breathe. Number 2 is you create some space between you and the situation, whatever that is. And that is just a metaphysical space. You can step back if you need to, but you need to perspective-wise separate fear from curiosity. It's so important. It will change everything that you think about. It'll change how you think about your money. It'll change how you think about your relationships. It'll change how you think about your relationship with yourself, how you talk to yourself in the mirror. It will change how you think about getting to work. One of the things I pet peeve hate is this whole, oh my God, it's Monday, it's horrible, or all these memes about, we're best friends at work because we can complain about our boss. And I think if you're really not enjoying your life and you're not actually grateful for the opportunities you have, you're missing the point in the first place. Whinging and moaning and coming from fear and lack are not the ways to create happiness, no matter what stage of your journey you're at. So number 1, to reduce panic and step out of panic mode, you have to breathe. Number 2, you have to create metaphysical and physical space between you and the perceived threat. Number 3 is always remember, is it as bad as you think? So our heightened state, whether or not you've been sitting in COVID for so long, and you've got that COVID hangover where you really don't know what's going on, and your business is up and down and your family's up and down, and there is no new normal. We're just doing life as it is. You've got to really give yourself a perspective. Is what I'm perceiving a life and death matter? Is it so important that it requires me to get angry and frustrated and project and react and respond and put all these, secondary sentences on things? So for example, if you've got a friend or someone that you're talking to that gives you a compliment and then comes in with a little, right hook afterwards or an uppercut. I've got a friend of mine, she just can't give a complete compliment. It's always just got to be some kind of secondary sentence afterwards. I say, leave that secondary sentence alone. Maybe just one sentence is enough. Great to see you, or how are you doing, or congratulations. Or if someone's giving you something which is going to react to a trigger point, which could be about finances, it could be about something you're nervous about, say thank you and press pause before you respond. So coming in with fear-based mentality will only oxygenate more of that feeling. So it will push your money away, it will push your relationships away, and it will give you stress, anxiety, overwhelm, burnout, and opt-out faster than you can say all those words together. So how do you get out of panic mode? You have to do it. You have to be in the driver's seat. You have to master your mindset. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to actually be in charge of choosing to swipe left on fear and to swipe right for curiosity, to choose to breathe, to choose to press pause, to choose to not react to that email straight away, and to choose to not perceive that the worst is always going to happen. We have to go, just because the evidence hasn't happened that great can happen does not mean that it won't. So instead of living your life by risk avoidance, instead of living your life by preventing chaos, actually be open to the fact that anything is possible, and what if it all goes right? And remember perspective. Guaranteed when you watch this video and you stop afterwards, there's not a lion waiting in your living room ready to bite your head off. So the state of anxiety that we're in, the state of panic that we're in, the state of aggression that we're in are not required remits for how we show up in society. And the only way to change that, the only way to shift this perspective that everybody's in. The only way to calm everything down is that you need to be that change. You need to be the calm for yourself. You need to apply these vital ingredients and these tools. You as an individual need to master your own self-leadership. And then we have interdependence. We have great relationships that amplify each other. We have intelligent conversations that allow space for people to really speak their truth. And we have a situation in the community where people aren't afraid to go to a supermarket, or they don't feel like they're going to have, you know, projections and anger and aggression because people can't regulate their emotions. So this is not about someone else needing to do this for you. This is not about society needing to scoop up and give you a solution. This is about you realizing that you must be in control of how you regulate yourself, how you treat other people, how you actually show up in your own life, and how you cope with your own stress. So the 3 coping mechanisms that would change you out of panic mode and into doing something worthwhile and calm and responding rather than reacting are these 3 things. Number 1, always take a breath. Number 2, swipe left on fear and replace it with curiosity. Okay, that's interesting. Number 3 is remember, what if it goes right? So stop expecting situations to be shitty and bad and for there to be failure and fallout. Now, on the back of this, I do want to say my thoughts go out to all the family and the people that witnessed Paul Clare in the aged care facility. I think it was yesterday. She's 93 years old. She has dementia. She was on a walking frame with a serrated, I think, steak knife. I would probably be walking around with a serrated steak knife myself in an aged care facility if I had dementia. A police officer asked her to drop the weapon. She's slowly coming towards him and he tases her. She falls over and fractures her skull, and she probably won't make it. To me, this is extraordinarily upsetting news, and I find that when we justify a position like that because someone's been in a position of training for 12 years and they can't calmly disarm a 93-year-old lady with dementia on a walking frame who's holding a knife, we have a bigger issue. And that is not in criticism of any of the police force, it's actually a question mark, is that what are we doing when we're reading a situation so poorly that we take extreme reactions to a situation that probably can be calmly and genuinely rectified with the right approach. So let this be a lesson to all of us to press pause and to remember that we are not in panic mode. And this is how we are perceiving life, that we suddenly decide that a 93-year-old person on a walking frame with dementia is a critical threat to a trained police officer of 12 years. And I feel that everyone has lost their perspective of what true danger is. There are many people that have extreme danger in their lives on every day, and those of us in Australia and New Zealand and countries that haven't really had that constant war over our heads probably don't even know what that feels like. So I want to say, any of you listening to this right now, you can stop panic mode. You can stop freaking out about your finances. You can stop projecting about the fact your friends aren't there. You can stop worrying about things, and you can start to get in the driver's seat. And those 3 tips I've just given you are the first place to start, and they're on repeat whenever you need them. But we must learn to press pause, to make the time, and to respond rather than react, because reaction is only causing more chaos. It will only move you further out of being calm and considered and discerning and creating a pathway in your life that gives you true self-leadership regardless of the storms around you, because we must be the leadership that we want to see. So I hope this has helped you. I hope it resonates somehow. I really want you to understand that you are the leader in your life. You are the ones that are creating the society and the community. Stop looking outside for this, because we're it. We are the generations that are forging ahead on what good looks like. We don't need lots of money to do it. We just have to be good people. And when you continue to have that self-leadership, and when you can continue to have that ability to press pause and to not get in fights for no reason and to not think a lion is chasing you every day, you're suddenly going to turn everything around. But you must master that self-leadership. You must be that for yourself. Nobody else is going to come in and save you. And we have to start standing up for those people that can't help themselves, for those in aged care, for those with dementia, for those in domestic violence situations, for those that just aren't strong enough and don't have a voice. Those of us that do must say that's not okay. So to the family that's going through that horrific time at the moment, to anyone that's dealing with family members or situations of true, genuine crisis, there is a bound of support. But remember those 3 tips: breathe, create space between you and the situation, and remember that there's always a solution. So I hope this helped you. I'm Nikki Fogden-Moore. It's really great to see all of you online today, and I really, really, really want to not talk about consuming more information, but that each of you apply this knowledge, that we stop looking outside for some magic pill that suddenly someone else is going to inspire us so much our life magically changes. This is it. There is no dress rehearsal. This is not your first rodeo. So step up, make the change. Who cares what anyone else thinks about it? This is about how you feel in your life, living it with complete alignment, without lack, with abundance, and being truly grateful for whatever you have right now, because that is the key to true happiness and being really amongst this rally of life that we have. So I'm Nikki Fogden-Moore. If you love this message, hi Robbie, how are you? Please like and subscribe. I would love your support. Please share it if you know that anyone wants to hear it. You can come and join me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube at Fogden-Moore. Come and join my Monday Mojos, NikkiFogdenMoore.com, and also the online programs. It's all there. There's so much information. All I want to do is create the ability for each of you listening to this to feel self-confident, assured, and make discerned decisions where we're responding in a way that is healthy and calm, and we remove reactionary decision making in this ridiculous society where we're so smart we're just not using it. So until next time, you stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and I'd love you to, if you've done any of the books or the courses, to leave a review. That would really be great, and I can't wait to catch up with some of you in person as soon as possible. Have a radical weekend, and thank you again for tuning in. See you later. Say hello to everyone. Hi guys. Some familiar faces.